My name is Sharif. I'm an under 20 long jumper and I'm going to be answering some questions for Neuff today. Firstly, my energy and enthusiasm comes mainly from growing up. You know, my parents were very strict. Get the grades. You know, I think for me that pushed me academically, but it also unlocked something in my mind to sort of pushing myself not just in my academics, but also in my sport. I was always a good sportsman. I could play pretty much every sport to a good level, apart from football. But yeah, like I feel like that unlocked that ability for me to push myself past my limits. And then I think when I discovered athletics, that's when I really started to want it. So as an athlete, I think this is actually quite interesting because for me, when I post content about how to get faster, how to jump further, and different things like that to help other people, actually cement it in my own mind. Like for example, if I'm talking about the long jump takeoff, I'll talk about something, and then when I have training the next day or the same day, I'll then sort of have that primed in my mind, like, right, think about the takeoff. I just did a post on that. So obviously it's in my head already, and I actually end up doing better in that session because of it. So it's actually quite a good benefit of sort of being a coach and an athlete at the same time. You're aware of what you're doing and why you need to do certain things and what cues work and which ones don't. So yeah, definitely I feel a lot more fulfilled when I do that. I'd say this definitely had an impact on me early on. So Iraq is not a very sporty country at all. I mean, apart from football really, and the Asian Cup sometimes, they won it a couple of times, but athletics, yeah, I think they had like one person go to the Olympics last year in 2024 in Paris. So they are not big on athletics at all. So understandably, my parents and my whole family really are not really like sort of, I mean, early on in my childhood, they didn't really push me to do well in sport. It was more the academic side. But I think when I got better and they saw that, okay, actually this guy's quite good, you know, he could possibly have a chance at competing in the Olympics one day, and you know, possibly have a chance at, my goal this year was the European under 20s. You know, these are big competitions. So I think when they saw that actually I am able to compete at that level, then they started to show a bit more understanding, support me more. And I will say, like, recently they've been really supportive. Like my mum, both my mum and my dad, all my family, like really supportive, especially of me posting my journey on Instagram and TikTok. You know, they see the videos as well. You know, my dad takes me to all the competitions. My mum sometimes takes me to competitions as well. You know, it's just like so supportive. And honestly, if my parents are watching this, like, thank you so much. I've started a series on my Instagram and TikTok called Road to Redemption. And obviously that sounds like this season has been an absolute disaster. It hasn't been a disaster. My goal for this season was to qualify for the European Under 20 Championships. Honestly, if I came last in that championship, I wouldn't have cared. Like, I just wanted to get there, get to Finland. And unfortunately, that didn't go to plan. And for me, that's why I think I was a little bit disappointed at the result of the season. Jumping 743, just 12 centimeters shy of that standard, was really heartbreaking. But I know that it's made me even more hungry. You know, I wanna chase the big championships. I want to get to a majors. I want to potentially represent GB for the first time soon, get on the podium. You know, these are the things that I'm thinking about now, and it's definitely made me a lot more eager and keen to jump on the big stage when it matters. Honestly, my coach, and I'm just going to say this now, I think my coach is the best jumps coach in the UK. I think he's one of the best in the world. Obviously, kind of biased, but the amount of things that my coach has done for me, you know, like as an athlete, is like unbelievable. Like, he's not only just a good coach, he also travels all the way to see your competitions. You know, you don't have to pay him for travel or anything like that. He sometimes books hotels, pays for it himself. Like, you know, he does so much for his athletes, and I really feel as though he needs to hear how much we appreciate it. I send him messages now and then just to, you know, say my gratitude towards him. He has really shaped the journey of this path of mine towards being an elite athlete, and I don't really expect to leave him anytime soon, ever, really. Honestly, if I get to the Olympics, if I get the 8:27 or whatever it is, I'm going to keep going. You know, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop at that. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to see how far I can go. You know, for me, I want to see what my full potential is. And if that is 850, it's 850. If it's 827, it's 827. But I think reaching the Olympics and then stopping will be a bit silly, considering how much hard work I put in. Yes, I achieved the goal, but I think it's also more about the process to getting towards that goal. Even this season, you know, training so hard every single session, not one session I've had this year has been laid back, you know, not focusing on the goal. Every single session has been me thinking about Finland in August. So I think it will be a bit like of a disjustice to myself to stop, even if I've met my goal. I think I'd want to carry on and keep going and see how far I can push myself.